Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of Improving Mindset. My name is Popola Jadisala, and I'm here to make us the best version of ourselves, like I always say. So today, what we always talk about is media literacy, right? What it's doing to our society, like the various ways which it is already impacting us, and the ways that it could possibly continue to affect us. In fact, it's certain to continue to affect us, because we are a majorly media illiterate world. We basically consume media without having any idea of how it actually affects us and how it changes our point of views and things like that. So, I'm here to rectify that basically. So, this is why I started this channel, so you can get the understanding that you need, I would love to be able to teach everyone media literacy. I would love that, but it's restricted on certain basis, and that's why I just I put out these videos, try to put out the little knowledge I can in this forum, you know. But what really I would prefer is having a media literate society, having a media literate world. We would be so much better off for it. So what we're talking about, right? We're talking about the problem with Burna Boy's breakfast. Okay. So because we love music, everybody loves music, and whether it's one genre or another, we all listen to music. So, but the problem with that is, you know, like I said before, we all consume media, but we don't really know how it affects us. And music is also media, okay? So we are listening to all these songs, and there's this popular saying that music is food for the soul. So, and I think that is very, very true because music, it speaks to our heart, it speaks to our soul, really. And music transcends us. So, if music is food for the soul, then I think you should be careful what you're feeding your soul. I think you should be careful what sort of content you listen to consistently, and how you allow these things to affect you. And you notice something in society, right? We are so moved by the music that the latest song is the latest slang. Okay, this Oko, this that is the latest in my society. I'm from Nigeria actually, so the latest here is this song called Oko. You get me? So it became popular, and all of a sudden everybody started saying Oko, Oko, and that it happens all the time because people don't understand it, but music speaks to their soul and it transcends the way they view certain things. So all the time, the latest song is the latest slang actually, but people just don't get how that works on a subliminal level. They're just being swept up in it. They're just being swept up in it basically. So now we are talking about Burna Boy's breakfast, right? Now, if you watch some of my other videos, you will know that something I like to focus on a lot is relationships because that is something that is being attacked constantly by the media. And they're basically trying to condition us into being people that will not be able to coexist happily in a marriage, will not be able to coexist happily in a relationship because they are encouraging all sorts of things that are sure to damage a relationship, that are sure to damage, the sanctity of marriage as a whole, encouraging cheating, lying, backstabbing, all things like that. Making it difficult for spouses to be vulnerable to each other. And family is the basis of society. Actually, if we do not have a solid structural family background, everything is gonna go to hell. Basically, the society is gonna be destroyed gradually, and sadly that's what we're seeing happen. Not even just in my country, but this is a global problem. This is a global phenomenon that's affecting every single person. It doesn't matter where you're from right now because we are all imbibing the same media. But when it comes to Nigerian media, because this song I'm talking about is a Nigerian song, but I want you to get the context, okay, before we actually start talking about it. Now, what this song did, like I said, music speaks to our soul, okay? Your soul is, we are spirit beings, right? We are spirits. We have a soul and we live in a body, right? So we are all spirits. But our soul can be manipulated in certain ways. Okay, the things that we feed our mind, things that we feed our emotions, can be, can manipulate how we become, how we are. So what this song has done, and Burna Boy is a very popular artist in Nigeria, West Africa, and I think he has gotten like global fame also in certain aspects, you know. But what this song has done is effectively lessen the significance of somebody
breaking the heart of another person. Okay, so it has significantly lessened. Now, before, if somebody breaks up, you just say, okay, they broke up. Now everybody's saying you should break fast. You see, because they don't understand how this is affecting their outlook on life. They just imbibe it. They think it's cool. They think it's trendy, and then they start to say it. They don't understand how it's actually affecting how they view things. They don't understand that at all. So, and remember, all media messages are intentionally constructed. Okay, so they sat down, not just Burna Boy. He had a team. His contract that he signed with international artists, he has rules he has to follow. So this goes far beyond the artist. Okay, this is a far grander scheme than I can even start to explain to you in 2 weeks. Okay, but I can just break down the minute details of it. So, like, you need to understand this. They are intentionally constructed. They intentionally, framed it to lessen the significance. Okay, there's this other song of his. I don't really know what the title is. He said, "Denge pose abi actor." You know, look, and he knows what he's saying. He knows that this is all an act. Drake is a popular. I'm sure everybody knows Drake, anyways. He said, "If you are all what I created, then I hate myself." Because he knows, they know what they're doing, even if you don't. They know what they're being made to do, even if you do not know. So we really, really need to be aware of this. They are consistently, and they use reinforcement actually. So you will see the same sort of negative messages constantly. Look, okay, for you to fully understand this, I'm just going to cite an example. I was not planning on making this video this long, but okay, I'm just going to cite an example. There is this a media literacy consultant in the United States, and he was dissecting this media piece called Mr. Roger. Now, Mr. Roger is a children's pianist. Actually, he plays piano for children. Okay, but this is actually a good subliminal message. It's actually sending, this is a positive subliminal message that it's sending. Okay, so it's telling the children, how to manage their emotions well, how to, share with each other and all that. It's actually sending out good messages. So one thing, when they paused the video and the guy started to dissect it, right, one thing that he said that struck me was, we don't know if the kids are using this as a tool or not, but at least he's putting it out there. So that means we don't know if they're actually using it as a guideline for their lives or not. We don't know if they're actually learning these lessons from it or not, but at least he's putting it out there, but at least he's letting it, be known, but at least he's putting out that message that anybody can access. So that is the same thing that they do. That is the same thing that they on the other side sending these negative messages to do, because they don't know which one you like. But they know that if you don't like this one, you like that one. If you don't like this one, you like the other one. So they consistently send these negative messages in every single forum that they can. They use reinforcement. Because if you say something once, somebody might not believe you. But if you say it 20 times, you might probably get more people to believe you. And that's the same thing that they do. They consistently send this negative message. Consistently. I cannot stress this enough. They are consistently sending it. Because they want you to imbibe it as the truth. They want you to live your life like that. They want you to think that that is real. They want you to think that that is the way you should actually navigate your life. Look, I saw a report. Yeah, I normally say this. Americans are the first victims. Okay? The whole world looks at America as, a country to be looked up to when it comes to infrastructure and certain things. We all view America as like big brothers or whatever. But the simple fact is, Americans are the first victims, because this westernization, this so-called influence, this media influence that was slowly changing our society from good to bad, from bad to worse, started from there. And I'm not saying that 99% of them are victims, because even the people over there that are doing it, they're just like the 1%. They're just like the 1%. And remember, we're colonized by the British, and there will be no Britain without, there will be no America without Britain. So Britain and America, they're basically one. So every single thing that they are imbibing there, we are imbibing it here also directly. They're sending their negative media messages. They're turning the world upside down over there, and they're slowly, but gradually, and they are successfully doing it, sending their negative messages into our, our world here as well. It's a global problem. Indians too are facing it. Everybody. Look, we need to understand this, okay? I saw this report the other day. It really, really disturbed me. It said there's this a report by Statistical Fatherhood or something in the United States that 72% that the fatherlessness is the problem of 72% of American families or something. Like a negative fatherhood is the cause for so many problems that the American family is having, a cause of fatherlessness. And I've put out like 2 videos on how the media is damaging the male mind, because this is far more spiritual than it actually looks, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But you have to understand that you're being conditioned to be more and more irresponsible, and you can see the results already. And this is the same path that our society will follow if people do not equip their minds. People 60% of youth suicides are from fatherless homes. 80% of children in cells in prison are from fatherless homes. If your family unit is not complete, it is very dysfunctional. And the children, you now bring people that have nothing to do with your craziness. Lord forgive me, that did not ask you to do anything. You bring them into this world, and you cannot take care of them properly, and you send them down the path that they cannot reverse, because you have imbibed the wrong ideologies. Look, let us all be careful. Let us all be very, very careful, because the point of all these negative messages in the movies, in the music, in the advertising, and all of that, is to change your mindset. Is to change your mindset from good to bad, from selfless to selfish, from responsible to irresponsible, from God-fearing to godless. Okay, right. Sorry for the breaking transmission. So like I was saying, like that is the point, to change us, because as human beings, right, we all have the capability to be either good or bad. Okay, we all have that potential in us, whether for good or for bad. But now they are trying to, bring out that negative part of you to make you want the bad things, to make you like the bad things, to change your mindset. Because the Bible says that the man thinketh, or as the person thinketh, that so they are. How you think is how you are. So they want to change your mindset from good to bad, from negative. You see more and more irresponsible acts going on in this world. More and more people be acting in just ways that you just say, end times, right? More and more people, because they are being made to imbibe the wrong things. They are seeing all these ridiculous things as cool, and they're imbibing it. Sydney West is the founder of the Fabian Society. Okay, if you Google search them, they are one of the most powerful occultic societies in the United States. And this, so that you understand, this has been happening for a very long time. It did not start today. It didn't start 10 years ago. It said to play on those millions of minds, to watch them slowly respond to an unseen stimulus, to guide their aspirations without their knowledge. All this, whether in great capacities or in humble, is a big and endless game of chess, of ever extraordinary excitement. Okay, that's what somebody said about the lives of millions and billions of people. Let me break it down for you. Said to play on those millions of minds, said to deceive you, right? To watch them slowly respond to an unseen stimulus, for something to be controlling you without you knowing. An unseen stimulus, it is stimulating you without your knowledge. Said to guide their aspirations without their knowledge. So that means to guide what you want to be, to guide what you like, to guide what you do without you knowing it. He said all this, whether in great capacities or in humble. That means even if they do it in a small way, even if they change one thing about you, or if they change your entire life, that is all a game to them. That is all a game to them. That even if they change the way, okay, there's this, if you go to a few of my videos, there's this clip about somebody this little boy, this little child who watched something that made him decide that he wanted to become a murderer. This happened in the United States. He watched it, he saw a killing show, and it twisted his mind so much that he decided that he wants to become a murderer. And he was saying it like it's no big deal, because in his brain, it's twisted things that children should not even be watching. They are consistently watching it. It's destroying who they are. Look, this problem goes far deeper than you could possibly imagine. But you just have to take it step by step. But understand and guard your minds. That is the most important thing. Guard your minds. Do not be godless. Do not be God fearing. Do not imbibe this negativity of the world that they're trying to normalize. Do not normalize evil. Do not normalize that which is bad. Do not be desensitized to it. May the Lord help us all, and may we all be enlightened by God's grace. Have a wonderful day. So, like I said before, I'm here to improve all our mindsets, and changing us through media literacy, saving our society, and by God's grace is something we're going to achieve very quickly. Have a wonderful day.